Hey, what's up, y'all? Daquan here with DaquanBowens.com. Today I'm just having a little practice session. I know people are just getting on. This is an impromptu live. And for the people watching on the replay, I'm just practicing and showing you guys some things that I do when I become in a musical rut, when I get in that rut and I'm trying to find ways to get out of it. So like what I like to do is just play with different sounds. And by the way, I'm recording this MIDI, and it will be available to members on the website. Link is in the description. I see people coming in. What's good? Yo, what's up, y'all? Where y'all tuning in from? Like I get on autopilot mode when I'm playing, and I tend to just go to piano all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, what can I do to separate, like to kind of change my sound? Yeah, I'm about to shed on guitar. Louisiana in the house. So I'm about to mess around with this jazz standard what is it called? Blue bossa. And I want to like kind of shed and phrase like a guitar. So something like that. I'm just practicing, y'all. Now when I like play this on piano, like I have new ideas of how to like approach piano. So that's why I practice like with different instruments. You know, like guitar. Yo, what's up, Lord Tunes? Like with guitar, because of the limitation of the instrument, as you can see, like I have this tape over here, like from like this C right here and all the way up to C sharp up here, because I'm using a guitar sample from native instruments, and it only has these samples. So like I have to like think like a guitar player, and this is how you can do things to like step your game up a little bit in a different way. Cause like it's only so much you can do with like listening to keys players. Like I listen to a lot of guitar. That's one of my favorite instruments. Joe Pass. So, and what he does is he like plays the melody, and then like comps with the chord at the end. So something like this. So. And like guitar only has like six strings on it, and that's the most you can play at one time. So I try to limit myself to that, even though it's difficult as a keyboard player. Do you need to know your scales to play by ear? Yes, I'm actually working on a course about that in the membership. I'm gonna be releasing that in a couple weeks. The Ear Training 101. So if you want to learn more about that, go check that out. Link in the description. But yes, you do. That's how you be able to hear chords and things like that. Scales is the fundamental thing to like really take your ear training, your ear playing by ear to the next level. Okay, so as far as like guitar, like I found like this has helped me to somewhat have my own sound, you know, or as far as like soloing and things like that and how I play. You know what I'm saying? Well, just different instruments. Like piano, we have the fortunate ability to be able to have access to like 88 keys, and we can just play as many notes as we want, and we're only really limited to our fingers. You know what I'm saying? Just because we got 10 fingers, that don't mean we can play. We're only limited to 10 notes. So I could do. Whoop, bad sound. Hold up. Turn it up. So like with piano, I could just pretty much lay my finger down, my hands down. So I'm playing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 notes. You can't do that on guitar. So that's one reason why I like to do things like put the tape on your keyboard. You can do things like limit yourself to only 2 octaves and see what you come up with, because sometimes less is more. So let me go back to this guitar sound. Right, and so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be in the key of B flat. Right, and I'm going to just kind of just solo in the key of B flat. I'm not going to stay in B flat, but I'm just going to be using notes around the key of B flat. So to the 4, minor, 3. And what I'm doing is kind of just like using chord tones to kind of like create lines. Yeah. So stuff like that really helps me get out of musical ruts. Are you guys in a musical rut? Make sure put one in the chat and let me know what you're struggling with right now. So, and then now I'm apply the same riff. Yeah. So now let's see what it sounds like if I do the same kind of things on piano. You know, by the way, like different instruments bring out different elements, like different feel, you know, so it's good to like practice with different instruments, different sounds. Nope, I'm recording, honey. So it's good to like kind of like solo and then comp with the chords after. Thank you, honey. All right. So what you say, Taunts? I hope I'm saying your name right. What are some good ways to get comfortable fluent in other keys? So like make sure you're playing scales, obviously, and learning songs in the key that they are in. That way you'll be learning chords at the same time, and then you'll eventually will see the relationship of that key or the notes, like the melody and the chords and things like that, and it'll work together. And then eventually you'll see like, oh, okay, those are notes from I completely Twanse. My bad, bro. Completely butchered it. But yeah, like learning songs in the key that they're in. Just learn it, and then paying attention to the melodies and things like that. And then kind of like just paying attention to what's going on, and because you'll be using notes from that scale. And then eventually you'll just get it. And then once you learn the next song, say for example in the key of A, you'll be there already. Like you'll be like, oh, okay, I played this chord in that last song that was in A. And then eventually after so many songs, and then you keep messing around in A, for example, you know, doing scales and things like that, you'll get it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So yeah, so like what I was saying earlier, one thing about guitar, because of the limitation, they have to like solo or do melodic lines and then play chords to follow. Are they? You said, are they harmonic major scales and melodic major scales? What you mean? Let me see what you're talking about. Well, you need to. I mean, the thing about those scales, you'll hear them after you learn the major scale. The major scale is so important to the language of music. So, if you master the major scale, you'll be able to hear those other scales, because everything, the language of music revolves around the major scale. If you can't understand that, then forget trying to learn melodic major or harmonic major. Yeah, that's harmonic major. All right. So, yeah, I just had to play that song. I played that earlier. It's my favorite song right there, right now. Sovereign God. But yeah, so that's all I really wanted to say about practicing different things to get out of a rut. Check out Joe Pass, guitar player, jazz dude. He's awesome, and he his phrasing is like so dope. And then guitar player's instrument is already set up as like drop twos, the way they play the chords. So a lot of those moves you can transfer to keys, like those hammer-ons and things like that, things like that. So yeah. How did you get to understand the music the way you do today, and what are some practical tips to get to that point? First, I'll say, like, be a student first. So for example, like you can't be the type of person that says, I know, when someone gives you information, because if you knew, you would be there already. So like my point is, like, be a student, completely be a student. You know what I'm saying? Don't pick and choose what you think you need, because if you knew what you need, you'd have been there. And I'm not just talking to you, I'm just talking about everyone. You know what I'm saying? When people don't hear the thing that they want, they kind of just bounce and just don't respond and engage with, whether it's YouTube or you talk or OG is talking to you or whatever. You kind of got to just be a student first. Just take everything in, or at least hear it, and then apply things that resonate with you the most, and then try to figure out the connection. Everything has a connection. Everything is related. So what I did was like learn songs, like build your repertoire, your musical repertoire, right? And then songs that would be in the same key, I would like compare them, like, okay, what's related, what's not. And then if I learn the move, say I learned that, right? For example, I consider that a C major move. Right? So say if I taught you that in the key of C, you can't just limit it to the key of C. You gotta, like, wherever, you gotta think, like, okay, how many keys have C in it, or a C major chord in it? And then you're like, okay, F has C major in it, but the C in the key of F is the 5. So if I'm doing this move on a 5, it's gonna sound different. And that way you're building up your vocabulary using one move and learning how to do it in different ways. So learn little riffs and then figure out how many different ways you can play it. So we're in the key of C, right? Right? So say if I do that in F. You kind of got a different move, a different feel. And this is just off the cuff. It might not work. So like I didn't think it worked right there, but you got to try it and experiment it. So that's how you get it. Hold up. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. When you're experimenting with music or getting out that rut, make sure you listen to different styles of music. I know this channel is kind of like centered around gospel, but you got to branch out. You got to branch out of that stuff. Like, I listen to a lot of guitar players because their phrasing is different, and I really like that style, that sound. So I'll listen to people like Joe Pass, check him out, and I'll take some moves from him and try to play it on keys to the best of my ability. All right, so if you guys want to learn more, check out DB Music Academy. Link is in the description if you want to consider taking a lesson. leaving a donation or whatever, you can do that. All right. So I appreciate you guys. The MIDI file for this video will be over on the website. So check it out. All right. See you guys soon. Peace.